Hello guys, welcome to the video. Today is tutorial 5 on all different types of LED patterns you can make. Today we're going to be discussing how to have LEDs blink randomly on the LED strip. And so I'll be showing you the code and also the circuit. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so now here is the code. And if you haven't seen the other videos, here is the circuit on that we set up in the past videos. And so just look at that. If you want more explanations on what the circuit's doing, feel free to go back to the past tutorials to see how it works. And also the same with the code, because I'm not going to explain all this code because this code is a lot. I'll have it linked in the description, of course. I'm just going to discuss the parts that I have added to get the random LED blinker to work. So the first thing we have done here is we have made an array called LED blinks, and so basically each value holds the number of times that this specific LED needs to blink. You're going to see more what we're doing with this later in the code, but right now that's kind of what it's for. And then we have a long, and it's going to be rand number. This is going to be holding the random number that the random function uses, and so we put that value, that random value, into the random variable. There's one thing that we have added into the void setup, and that is random seed analog read. So basically this is going to give us a random seed, because if you know, the random function has it so that you can choose seeds, different seeds, because the random function isn't 100% random. It has all these lists that have random numbers in them, but they're always the same. So it's best to switch around the seeds, so you always have a different set of random numbers every single time you restart the Arduino. So that's what we do here, is we just give a random seed of analog read, which is basically unpredictable what this random seed is going to be, because when you read an analog pin that's not connected, which that is what pin A0 is doing, is not connected to anything, so it's just going to give us a random seed of nothing. And so then we go into the void loop, and we go ahead and come all the way down here. And so here it is right here to case 4 right here of the switch statement. And the first thing we do is we have this for loop. If you have seen other tutorials, you're well familiar with what this for loop is probably doing. And so basically what it's doing is it's allowing us to go through and slowly increment J every single time we loop this for loop, so that we can go through every single LED state and LED blink. So at first J is going to be 0, so that we can get the 0 slot out of LED state, and then it's going to go to 1, 2, 3, and just going to go through all the LED states or LED blinks in the array. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to come into this for loop, and we're going to say if LED state J, which is right up here, equals 255, then we want to come in here and turn the LED off. Since we're trying to blink LEDs, right now that if they're on, then they need to be turned off, because when you blink an LED, you turn it on and then you turn it off. So if an LED is on, then we're going to turn it right off. And so then we come down into this else statement. So if this is not true, if the LED is not on, then we'll come to this else statement and say if LED blinks J is not equal to 0, then come to this statement. So basically this LED right up here, we looked at if this LED is on, and now we're going to look at if this LED should be blinked. If it does, if it's not 0, that means we still need to continue blinking it, because there's a number that is above a 0, which could be 1 or 2. So we have to blink it again. So we have to go ahead and turn the LED on to start blinking the LED. So we turn it on, and that's what we do here. We just turn the LED on in LED state, and then we go ahead and do LED blink J equals LED blink J minus 1. So basically we're decreasing the number of LED blink so that we can say that we have blinked the LED once. And so basically that's what we're doing in here. And these lines of code are going to blink the LEDs. Okay, so they're going to either turn them off right here, or they're going to turn the LED on right here if the LED is supposed to be blinked for another time. Then we subtracted the LED blink to say this LED has already blinked once. And so now we're going to go here, and we have random. If you want to know more in depth about the random function, I have a video down in a link in the description. Feel free to go there and look at what that video is talking about if you don't 100% know about the random function. So basically here we have the random function, and we're going to get a random number between 0 and 11. Since we're doing 11 because this number is 11 is actually included, the next number below the number is included, which is 10. So we're choosing a number in between 0 and 10, and it's going to put that random number into the rand number variable. And then we're going to go ahead and print it out. This is just for me testing it. This is not really important, so I'm just going to go ahead and take it out. And then we're going to say if rand number is less than or equal to 6, then comment to this limit. Because what this random function is going to do is it's going to choose a random number, and if that number is below 6, then whatever number that is, let's say 3, then it's going to add 2, which is how many times we want the LED to blink, LED 3. But if random chooses another random number above 6, then it's going to do nothing. And there's a reason why we have the random function to choose in between 0 and 10, and that's because we don't want every single time we go through to actually choose a random LED we have to blink. Sometimes the LED will just skip it. It will not blink an LED for this time around. So that's why we did this for numbers that are actually above of how many LEDs we have on the LED strip. So then after that, we just go out of this case statement, we break right out, and we continue on our way. And so basically that is the code. So now we can go ahead and see the project in action. Okay, so basically here is the project, and as you can see, we have our LEDs that are blinking randomly. And so the Arduino is basically choosing all different types of LEDs to blink. And over here, we can control the speed on how fast these LEDs will randomly blink by speeding up this potentiometer. And as you can see, it goes so quick that you can't even figure out how it's blinking. But if you slow it down, then you can go really, really slow. Now we can go ahead and press the button, and all the LEDs will turn off because it's just reset to the mode 0, which mode 0 is nothing, it's off. So now we go ahead and press it again, and it will turn on our full LED pattern. And then we go ahead and press it again, and we'll turn on our second LED pattern. Then we turn it on again, press it again, and then it will turn on our third LED pattern. And then at the end, we go back to our random blinker right here. So basically that is the project. If you like this video, consider giving this video a like. Also comment down below if you have any questions, and consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all and have a great day. Bye.